Welcome to a 1v1 on Crossing in the Woods. I normally introduce the players by name, but for obvious reasons, I cannot introduce this person. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but power to him for playing with a name in his native language instead of adopting some other language. I respect his ethnicity and identity and name, but I can't pronounce it. CaptainSPrice is his opponent, playing as Overcommander West in the North Base, so Overcommander West versus U.S. forces. We've got Airborne Recon and Rifle Company against Fortifications, Breakthrough, and Special Operations, which I'd be pretty surprised if we saw Special Operations in this game, but hey, who knows, it could happen. And,
Rifle Squad ready for action.
Breakthrough and Fortifications. I'm expecting Fortifications. Fortifications is very popular lately, especially for MG34s, especially on this map, but I guess, who knows? Panzer Fusiliers are actually pretty good on this map. They're not, I don't think they're very good on most maps, but on this map, they're not bad. We have rear echelons encountering the SWS half-track over here on the right side, and riflemen moving to take the munitions there. Stern Pioneers wiring off the south side of the truck there while they capture this fuel. Riflemen are making their way across the river. Riflemen probably won't be able to win an engagement against these Stern Pioneers alone, especially not with Volksgrenadiers and the SWS available to support in the engagement. He has made it across the river undamaged. If the rear echelon troops move up to assist, he might be able to utilize volley fire. He does have the munitions for volley fire. Meanwhile, in the south, no engagements yet. Rear echelons capturing. Volksgrenadiers doing the same. Second Rifleman Squad making its way up to support. Riflemen actually made their way back across the river, away from those Stern Pioneers. The truck is moving in to push those rear echelon troops. The rear echelon troops have activated volley fire, but then ran away from the Volksgrenadiers, turning to fire on them again. Two Rifleman squads here available, but they're both right next to each other and will get pushed as they're trying to engage the Stern Pioneers. Stern Pioneers have yet to even take any damage at all. The Volksgrenadiers have been suppressed, and the Riflemen are attempting to focus down the Stern Pioneers. It looks like they're pulling ahead here. The truck continues to push them around, but the Stern Pioneers are falling behind, have been brought low to only one squad member, and if he doesn't retreat them, he could lose that full squad, and the full squad of Stern Pioneers goes down to the Riflemen, even as while being pushed around by the SWS half-track. The Riflemen have now switched targets to fire on the SWS, but the volley firing rear echelon troops have been forced away by a supporting squad of Volksgrenadiers, and the Riflemen, despite taking heavy damage, are going to pull back into some green cover, and the SWS looks like it's pulling forward to re-engage. Meanwhile, engagement here, Volksgrenadiers have pushed the rear echelon troops off of the victory point and are not now taking it. Third squad of Riflemen making its way up to support, and we have a lieutenant in production from this player. And the Riflemen just got inside the shack, and then they got out. That was a misclick, I think, for sure. These Riflemen taking heavy damage and will be forced to retreat soon. It is currently 8 Volksgrenadiers against 8 Riflemen. All of them have, well, 10 Riflemen. Okay, they're retreating now. All of them have taken heavy damage, though. And there's only one window on the north face of this house, so we cannot not engage them very powerfully. And at this range, I think the Volksgrenadiers will charge ahead, but he can't really afford to close the gap. He will take a lot of different damage on the approach, so both of them just kind of have to hope for the engagement to go their way. It looks like CaptainSPrice is pulling ahead, but the lieutenant will be hitting the field very soon. Meanwhile, volley fire maybe? No volley fire from the rear echelons in the house, so these Volksgrenadiers should be able to capture this field pretty much unharmed. And that will give CaptainSPrice control of both fuel points, which is something the American player can't really afford, but he will have access to the M20 as soon as he saves up the manpower for it. He's bled a lot of manpower into reinforcement costs, and for that reason he hasn't got it on the field yet. He could have had it out by now if he hadn't spent so much on reinforcement, but he did, so he can't. It's going to therefore be a little bit late, but there's no Puma on the way, so there's no huge rush. And we also do have a 300 manpower retreat point upgrade in progress here at the battle group headquarters. Or wait, no, he was just building it there. I thought he was on the retreat point, but he was just building. Riflemen are standing in red cover and are forced to retreat away from those Stern Pioneers. These riflemen will probably also have to retreat very soon, although the Stern Pioneers did disengage. Now just going to take the victory point, so riflemen should probably be able to get the munitions, especially with lieutenant support. Meanwhile, on the left side, a fresh squad of rear echelons has been fielded to try to get rid of these Volksgrenadiers. There's only 3 of them remaining. If they use volley fire, which they did, then they will definitely be able to win that. They get pinned, and will be forced to retreat. Those rear echelons should be able to take the left side back unopposed. Meanwhile, the lieutenant is engaging these Stern Pioneers here on the right side, and that's a fresh squad of Stern Pioneers that CaptainSPrice had to spend 320 manpower to purchase, so that was definitely quite an expensive setback, and a Raketenwerfer has also been fielded to protect against the early light vehicle. We don't have any Panzerschreck upgrades yet, but we're probably going to see one soon. He does have the munitions for it, and he's probably going to purchase that as soon as he sees this M20. Raketenwerfer is well positioned though. Does a ton of damage there. And pops smoke and attempts to escape. Looks like he should be able to get away clean. His armor skirts had not quite completed yet, so he took a pretty nasty hit from that Raketenwerfer. Armor skirts don't technically help that much against a Raketenwerfer in the sense that it takes 2 shots to destroy the M20 utility car with armor skirts or not, but it does allow the M20 to take 1 more Panzerschreck shot. So
Target secure. We're back to full strength. God damn it! Someone get us out of here! Heavy machine gun team, ready for orders.
Volksgrenadiers engaging riflemen here on the right side.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Area is ours. Objective secure. Hold the line! Hold the goddamn line!
Volksgrenadiers will definitely win this engagement over time unless somebody throws a grenade.
Just got a report of an infantry
Wow,
unit
that squad
being
just died.
wiped out.
Full squad just got wiped in the building. I think got a few lucky shots there. He probably wasn't expecting it to go down so soon. The M20 is engaging some Stern Pioneers that are building. He has reacted in time though and is pulling away. The Raketenwerfer is trying to move up to support. The Stern Pioneers are clearly attempting to bait them in to a Raketenwerfer shot, but there's a huge force of infantry there to force the Raketenwerfer away. Stern Pioneers should be able to escape alive, but the Raketenwerfer will be forced to make a retreat. Meanwhile, the M20 has moved up on the right on some Panzer Fusiliers, so he has chosen breakthrough, and he has gotten G43s, which means no Panzerschreck. He does have 90 munitions now, so he could get a Panzerschreck now. So that actually has not set him back that much. And the Raketenwerfer has done a pretty good job of limiting the M20's impact. But it can only do so much. Riflemen are now taking the cutoff here, as well as this strategic point here. Lieutenant is engaging those fresh squad of Panzer Fusiliers here, and he will probably get forced away soon. The Raketenwerfer is making its way back to deal with the M20.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
And rear echelon troops are now taking control of the cutoff. The fuel, the right side victory point, is about to get harassed by a rifleman, and the American player's map control is extremely strong, although what is that 50 cal doing? He's hugely overextending that around a corner. No, he's about to give a machine gun to his opponent. I don't think he was paying any attention to that unit. He must have rally pointed that or something, and he's immediately forced to retreat it. At least he noticed. If he had given his opponent that 50 cal, that would have been extremely bad, especially since his opponent doesn't have access to machine guns of his own, having chosen breakthrough. So giving him a machine gun is a huge advantage as you get forward. Your echelon troops fall very low. Somehow they make it out of there alive. Rear echelon troops are not able to finish taking the fuel point on the right side, and the left side munitions is getting harassed now by a squad of Fusiliers with G43s, but using them to harass is a trade-off. You can no longer utilize them on your front line where most of the combat is happening, but it does give them an edge while harassing, in the sense that They'll probably win against a lone rifle squad. They'll easily win against rear echelon troops. He does hit with a rifle grenade, and a Raketenwerfer is making its way over to try and finish it off. I'm not sure if this M20 is going to get away. If it makes it onto the road, it will get a much-needed speed boost here. There are no Panzerschrecks on this Volksgrenadier squad, and they're not upgrading either. He has made it onto the road, and it looks like he could get to safety as long as he does not stop. He needs to keep moving. An MG is setting up in the Raketenwerfer's path here, and he suppresses the Raketenwerfer. Nice play, getting that M20 to safety just barely in time. Not stopping. That's what is most important in that situation. When you have a damaged engine, always reverse all the way to safety without stopping. Some people just reverse some distance and then stop, and then that's bad. It's the aggressive Raketenwerfer or AT gun or whatever it is catch up and finish you off. And fortunately, the Raketenwerfer's been decrewed, getting a little too aggressive there. Could not defend it. And those rear echelon troops will be able to recrew it, giving him a little bit of anti-tank that he could potentially use to take out this battle group headquarters. Or the Schwerpanzer headquarters once that goes up, and CaptainSPrice has 160 fuel in the bank, so I'm thinking he has no plans to tech up. He's probably just going to rely on G43s to deal with enemy infantry, which, as you can see, are not that effective compared to Obersoldat. And then get a Jagdtiger. Jagdtiger has been changed, sort of recently. Not that recently, but it's been changed like a month ago, and ever since that happened, it's not that popular of a commander anymore. Fortifications is sort of more popular now that the PaK-43 has all of the advantages that the Jagdtiger used to. Except for the fact that it can't move. With the Raketenwerfer decrewed, the M20 can afford to get quite aggressive once again, and Jagdpanzer is in production though, so he's not going to go all the way for Jagdtiger, which is good. I definitely don't think that would work. He's going to grab a Jagdpanzer instead. I'm still kind of surprised he hasn't purchased a second tech structure though. He could get like something out of here. I really think he should go tier 4. I don't know why he hasn't. But he's just going to try and use G43s and a Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer will easily deal with the M20 if it gets aggressive and gets its engine damage again. Ooh, that rifle squad just fell low. Maybe they took a grenade? They're just standing in the red cover, I guess. 50 cal does suppress the Volksgrenadiers there, and they'll have to retreat, and the M20 is getting very aggressive, but the Jagdpanzer just hit the field. And depending on exactly how the M20 maneuvers, it may or may not survive this. Going to actually dive behind the Jagdpanzer. Rifleman moving up for an anti-tank rifle grenade, may bounce though. Yep, bounces off the frontal armor. Jagdpanzer will be freed up to go in against the M20 very hard. Again, gets one shot off. Fortunately, the M20 is vet 2 and has that speed boost. CaptainSPrice really needs to get some Panzerschrecks though. Spending all of his munitions on G43s is giving that M20 just so much freedom to wreak havoc. It has 15 kills, which is way more than an M20 should ever be allowed to get freely. Meanwhile, the 50 cal is just pinning all of this infantry down, and the Jagdpanzer is having no success trying to catch up with this M20, which is just literally driving circles around that Jagdpanzer. G43 attempting to flank, but they just ran out into red cover. And these American units are just everywhere, just all over the place, and CaptainSPrice is really having trouble dealing with it.
Someone get us out of here!
G43 is engaging the lieutenant. Jagdpanzer still chasing the M20. It is one hit from death, but he just can't find it. And again, remember that the Jagdpanzer, for whatever reason, has its own special snowflake cone of vision where I can only see in front. The Su-85 is like the exact same thing, but doesn't have that problem. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but yeah, it makes the Jagdpanzer not very aware of its surroundings. Just couldn't find the M20, and the M20 will get to safety. Meanwhile, a forward retreat point has been established here on the American half of the map. Rakettenwerfer and 50 cal making their way back to the front line with rear echelon support, while the lieutenant and riflemen continue to cause utter chaos right outside of CaptainSPrice's base. We have flamethrower upgrades on both of these rifle squads, so that is Rifle Company Chosen, and Easy 8s are going to be hitting the field now, effectively, as soon as he gets command points from anything. White Phosphorus barrage being dropped in the retreat path of all these squads, and the 50 cal will suppress them. Oh no! And now we'll be forced to retreat through White Phosphorus. Massive damage inflicted on all of those, and I don't think any of them are high enough vet to heal on their own. I could be wrong about that. I don't know if it's vet 2 or vet 3. And a Rakettenwerfer is now parked right in front of the battle group headquarters to take it out, and there's no way for CaptainSPrice to retaliate in the near future. He's got to reinforce all of these squads, which are now horribly wounded. He does have vetted Stern Pioneers, though, and if he refuses to spend munitions on... Oh, nice play. Nice play by the Jagdpanzer taking out that ambulance. That was a good move. Rakettenwerfer continues to work on the battle group headquarters, though, and it's going to go down extremely soon. Meanwhile, this 50 cal has to reposition. As I was saying before, though, he might want to consider medic boxes. Medical supplies. 40 munitions is very expensive, and with only 10 munitions coming in, maybe not. But that being said, his battle group headquarters is about to go down, and he has so many really badly wounded squads. Oh no, and that, what was that Jagdpanzer thinking, getting so close to a rifle squad and a vetted, or not, a rifle squad with AT grenades and a Rakettenwerfer. Fortunately, he'll be able to deep-root a Rakettenwerfer here with all of his infantry, but he almost took a little bit of unneeded damage there. And very nearly loses a Panzer Fuse of their squad. He does lose it. It goes down at maximum range to the utility car. 20 kills on that utility car now, which is just continuing to be a huge pain, and the Easy 8s are here. There is no chance of that Jagdpanzer taking on this Easy 8 with a damaged engine. And smoke going out on the Rakettenwerfer to prevent it from continuing to fire, but the Easy 8 will disengage. Nope, going back in. He was feigning a disengagement, but going in hard on this Jagdpanzer, which has nothing to protect its flank. First shot penetrates the frontal armor, and the Easy 8's going to take the long way. No, circling back. Riflemen are able to retake this Rakettenwerfer, or Lieutenant actually. Lieutenant take it and retreat along with it, and the Easy 8's not going to make any attempt at finishing off the Jagdpanzer. He's just going to pull back for some repairs.
Sherman, ready for action.
And the Storm Pioneers are making their way towards the Jagdpanzer to attempt to get it repaired as quickly as possible, but we have no support package, no Vet 3 repair bonus, so the repairs are going to be kind of slow compared to how fast they could be. We have concealed movement, and another fresh battle group headquarters is going out now.
Ever smelled the inside of one of those?
Easy 8 is about to be finished getting repaired, and I almost feel that he should have dived that Jagdpanzer when he had the chance, now that its engine is going to get fixed. Even without the repair bonuses of the support package and the Vet 3, it's still repaired this sort of quite quickly enough to have it fully repaired before this Easy 8 even shows back up again. Not bad. All these flamethrower upgrades on this rifleman are so risky. But I guess they're not that risky when there are no Obersoldaten. Obersoldaten with their high rate of fire LMGs just seem to pop those flamethrowers like balloons. But no Obersoldaten on the field, so the risk is not that bad. Meanwhile, Lieutenant in red cover is going to get forced to retreat. These riflemen are also heavily wounded and probably should retreat. Retreating when you have high damage but no model loss is very efficient. It means that you've engaged very cost effective. You can just heal the damage without having to spend any manpower. Easy 8 making its way back to the front line. Of course, you can't heal without an ambulance. There's a new ambulance now. The Jagdpanzer is now at Vet 1 and is chasing this Easy 8. Easy 8 caught in kind of an awkward position here. It's going to have a little bit of trouble circling the Jagdpanzer at this angle, especially with that tree right there. It's pathing is so awkward. He's popping a little smoke to try and get to safety. I think this Easy-8 could go down here, though. He's, rather than circling it, he's trying to escape it, and the Jagdpanzer just cloaked. The M20 is now moving up to try and pull something off, but the Easy-8 goes down.
Just lost a medium tank.
There's really no excuse for that Easy-8 to lose to a Jagdpanzer. But somehow it happened. Wow, and the engine of the M20 just got destroyed. Oh no. Everything is going wrong for the U.S. Forces player here. To a Jagdpanzer that honestly should have died in the very first engagement when it still had its engine damaged. Now he's let it become a real problem. Maybe more of a nuisance than a real problem. He does have 145 fuel saved up, so he's going to be able to, or 220 fuel, so he's going to be able to get another Easy-8 soon. He still has the Rekenor. It's not that bad, but he just needs to make sure not to make the same mistake again. If that happens twice, then he'll actually be in trouble. CaptainSPrice does have the fuel for another tech structure. If he wanted to produce Tier 4 and start getting oversoldaten, that would be an option available to him. He's really struggling to deal with all this infantry. He has nothing. Nothing that can take it on. G43s are not enough. It's not nearly enough. Especially since the range at which they perform best is the range at which flamethrowers perform best, so he's pretty much just been countered. These flamethrowers are gonna just outdo him every time. White phosphorus certainly doesn't help matters either. Getting dropped here, and we do not have Tier 4 going up. We have mechanized regiment headquarters going up. I don't know what he's gonna do with that. Maybe he's gonna get a flak half-track. That would be terrible. That would be horrible with Easy-8s hitting the field. So Stuka maybe. Stuka to try and deal with all the infantry. I don't know. Maybe just fuel transfer. Maybe he's just gonna fuel transfer his way into more stuff. Into a Jagdtiger maybe? I don't know. Not sure what he's thinking.
Aufgepasst! The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Taking fire!
Ready to go!
Contact!
50 cal is suppressing
We can now deploy a smoke
that
screen to
stuff.
blind the enemy. All done over here. You ever think of that? Stay mobile! Fire on the contact! Let's give him hell, boys! Making rocket fire!
Their echelons moving up with the lieutenant and riflemen to try to deal with this G43 squad over here. They will be forced to retreat, and some territory will go back to the American flare. Meanwhile, some engagements happening here continue to not go very well for CaptainSPrice.
We're losing a capture point.
As he's barely hanging on to a little territory he can scrape. And a fresh Easy-8 has been fielded, and it's going in hard on that Jagdpanzer. First shot misses. There is a Panzerschreck upgrade here, and the Easy-8 is going to run. It's running away from the Jagdpanzer, which he should have already learned is not going to work. This Jagdpanzer can easily chase him to his doom, especially with nothing on his flanks to protect. If he were baiting into a mine, maybe it would make sense. He's actually quite lucky that CaptainSPrice did not pursue. I guess its vision range is not that good, so it can't take full advantage of its firing. I don't know, that seems like pretty good vision range to me. It's far. I'm honestly surprised that he didn't chase. Is that a vet bonus? Improved optics, yes, that is a vet bonus. So I can't believe he didn't chase that. I honestly think he could have chased that to death. He might have rounded this corner and like turned a hard right here, but I really think that he could have chased that to death. Maybe he was afraid of a utility car mine, actually. That's probably what it was. He's like, he doesn't want to hit a mine. If he hits a mine, he loses the game, pretty much. So, I can understand not wanting to get too aggressive. Stern Pioneers here on the left side are taking heavy damage and will be forced to retreat, but they have hit Vet 3, giving them that repair boost. He still has no support package on them, though, to really max out their repair speed. CaptainSPrice has finally managed to retake a victory point, maybe even hold it this time. He's got some Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers with Panzer Shrek. G43s moving up to help as well, and those rear echelon troops aren't going to last too long. Jagdpanzer Cloaked is moving up to try and find the Easy 8, I guess, and he catches an ambulance. Very nice. Very nice play. Taking out the ambulance again. That has got to be so annoying. And the Jagdpanzer bounces 2 shots from Rakettenwerfer and an Easy 8. But rather than continue to engage, he's going to pull back to safety while he deals with other engagements. And finally, we have Tier 4. He's nowhere near a King Tiger going up, but this Tier 4 structure will protect his cutoff, and he will have access to Oversoldaten, which he quite badly needs to give himself the ability to fight these infantry off. Now that Tier 4 is up, it's probably going to become quite a high priority for the American to try and take it out. He does have a Rakettenwerfer and an Easy 8. So those will be his 2 tools that he's going to need to try and use to take that out. It's not going to be easy, though, with the Jagdpanzer there, which is now Vet 2. And I think the American is probably regretting the fact that he didn't take this out when he had the chance. This is exactly why he should have risked his Easy 8. You can always make more Easy 8s. But a Vet 2 Jagdpanzer is not something that you'll always have the opportunity to take out. And he had an opportunity before. He's really struggling to find that opportunity again now. Really struggling.
Field promotion. Taking effective fire. Switch to G43s. Stand idle. Get moving.
All complete.
Taking effective fire.
Second Easy 8 is on the field, though. A second Easy 8 will definitely help turn the tide in his favor in an engagement against the Jagdpanzer. He's also focusing their efforts on the left side, and he knows the Jagdpanzer's over here on the right, so he doesn't have to deal with it so much. Ooh, that was a nasty hit. He really cannot afford to lose this squad. Get it out of there! Oh.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
He definitely could not afford to lose that. He needs it for those Vet 3 repairs. Now every hit that his Jagdpanzer takes will really hurt. His only repairs are going to be from his mechanized regiment headquarters. He does have 320 manpower, but that's manpower he needed for his Tier 4 units, not for replacing Stern Pioneers.
Squad is back to full strength.
White Phosphorus getting dropped again on something. Wow. Sherman's smoke barrage also going down here. He clearly intends to dive as hard as possible in reverse for whatever reason. And he does not block the Jagdpanzer because it phases through him for some reason. This White Phosphorus does disable tank weapons, so this Sherman is not firing, and this one's already taken too much damage to continue engaging. He's firing more smoke in this area, purely to cover this one's retreat, I guess. The Jagdpanzer looks like it's hungry for blood on this Easy 8, and it will be able to successfully chase it down. It's getting caught on the Rakettenwerfer and tree, and there it goes, it's dead. Vet 3 Jagdpanzer now. Meanwhile, the Sherman over here may wipe a Volksgrenadier squad. Nope, not quite. The Jagdpanzer is just a huge problem. It is now Vet 3. He needs to take it out. He needs to take it out before those Stern Pioneers can be replaced. Oh no, what is this Easy 8 doing? Oh man. It is a good thing he stole that Rakettenwerfer. Without this Rakettenwerfer to force that thing away, I think he was about to lose the second Easy 8. And the repairs will continue. Riflemen moving up to screen away. And infantry, Vet 3 Jagdpanzer pulling back for repairs as well. which are going to be kind of slow because he lost his stern pioneers, but at least he has some way of repairing. Meanwhile, he's up to 80 fuel. Not sure what he's thinking his next purchase is going to be. He spent almost all of his manpower on reinforcements. He managed to scrape up enough to field a fresh squad of Panzer Fusiliers. Probably going to get G43s on those. If he doesn't feel like he can afford Obersoldaten, then G43s are pretty much his only option. He does have one Panzerschreck, which I guess is enough in conjunction with his Jagdpanzer. He probably needs to spend munitions more on anti-infantry than on anti-tank, but let's see. Yep, G43 recon package is in production. Hopefully he'll be able to make good use of that. He's been so slow to vet his Panzer Fusiliers up, hitting only vet 2, even on his highest vet squad. It's taking forever. His Volksgrenadiers, fortunately, have not had the same problem. Very strong. They'll be able to combat enemy infantry and tanks alike if they get Panzerschreck upgrades eventually. G43s are able to focus down that 50 cal though. Look at that. It's got 16 kills as vet 3. If he lets that get decrewed, it'll be a real waste. You really should not set a 50 cal up in red cover like that. And just get blasted from the front. Another Easy 8 has been fielded. He can just keep on producing Easy 8s like crazy. He doesn't have to be that careful with them, which is exactly why I think he should just go super hardcore on that Jagdpanzer and kill it and let his Easy 8s die in the process, rather than continually disengaging and losing tanks here left and right because he let that Jagdpanzer chase him down. Waiting for a third Easy 8 might make sense, but again, he does not want to be in this weirdly awkward situation where the Jagdpanzer has caught his Sherman at a distance with a damaged engine. He's trying to make something happen here. He does have the Jagdpanzer in a kind of unfortunate situation, but with Vet 4, it's highly mobile and does massive DPS. Look at it just bursting that Sherman. Oh no! Oh, the out-of-control Easy 8 just killed a full rifle squad and took out so many riflemen with it, bringing him down to only 4 riflemen remaining in those 2 squads. This Easy 8 still has a damaged engine, and the Jagdpanzer is going in hard. It will be forced to round this corner, though, using concealed movement to prevent that Easy 8 from firing. Gets too close, trading shots. Oh no, they just phased into each other, but the main gun is destroyed on this Easy 8. And this Jagdpanzer has 7 kills. 7 kills, 7 vehicles destroyed. That's 2 ambulances and 4 Easy 8s and a utility car, all ticked off on that Jagdpanzer alone. He absolutely had to kill this thing when he had the chance, and he's now had a couple chances and they have all just failed horribly, and he is just not able to seal the deal on this thing. Meanwhile, on the left side, the stolen Raketenwerfer is trying to get the victory points back under control. The 50 cal has been recruited. Fortunately, no squads wiped despite coming dangerously close. Look at the health on some of these squads. This is really exactly what Company of Heroes is all about, though. It's using one unit to its maximum effectiveness, getting veterancy, and getting it to be worth more than the resources you initially invested in it by utilizing it to its just maximum potential. And it's really great to see a Jagdpanzer used so effectively, because it feels like to me most games where a Jagdpanzer gets purchased, it dies. And you could definitely argue that the only reason it's doing so well is because of mistakes that his opponent has made, but the M20 utility car, for example, planting a mine, by definition is relying on your opponent making a mistake and hitting a mine. So every opponent makes mistakes, and the game is really all about capitalizing on those mistakes, and this Jagdpanzer has done exactly that. I almost think it's going to hit Vet 5. Look how close it is to Vet 5. If another Easy 8 hits the field, which it probably will, it's going to be a problem. I almost think that he should just tech to Tier 3 and get some AT guns, because more tanks is not going to work anymore. At Vet 4, there will be no circle strafing, there will be no chasing it down, and look how mobile it is. It's super agile, it's super fast, it does massive damage per second. It would take probably 3 Easy 8s to take it down unsupported, which is a lot of Easy 8s.
Supply line just got cut off. infantry!
Riflemen lobbing forward through the victory point. Wounded squad capturing the point while these screen. The Jagdpanzer, of course, has nothing to offer against these infantry. And he's actually quite lucky that he still has infantry dominance. Obersoldaten only just now hitting the field. He's not going to have infantry dominance for long, though, as there's actually a second squad. His reign of dominance, of infantry dominance, has probably pretty much ended now, as those Obersoldaten are probably going to start popping open those flamethrowers. They're going to provide excellent cover for this Jagdpanzer. All enemy tanks are probably going to get shut down by this Jagdpanzer at this point. Purchasing them is almost a waste, which puts him in an awkward position where if he purchases tanks, it's not going to work against the Jagdpanzer. If he purchases more infantry, it's not going to work against the Obersoldaten. He's kind of run out of options at this point, and he just needs to execute really, really well. He cannot afford any more mistakes. In fact, if his opponent doesn't make any mistakes, he's probably already lost, because he has thrown so many tanks right down the drain. Oh, there goes the first one. Oh, there weren't even any Obersoldaten there.
We're losing a capture point.
They dropped their BAR too.
Under fire! Watch that back out! What the hell am I meant to do with these words? Green as green can be. A capture point is being overrun. Brought it back to full strength. I can't see! Squad, get ready!
White phosphorus getting dropped. Nice split of forces. Clear of the barrage. Should be able to get clear without taking any damage. A little bit of, tiny bit of damage on that.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Nothing too bad. He will not be able to take the munitions point until the phosphorus clears. Fuel point has also been under his control for some time. He just walked right back into the fire. I guess it doesn't matter though. They'll heal on their own. So no big deal. 50 cal moving up into some cover here on this Easy 8 brick. Flamethrowers moving up to fire on Panzer Fusiliers. They get away with just a sliver remaining.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy. The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Hammer that goddamn line! We need to start us a rumor like that. We're getting chewed up here!
Obersoldaten in this makeshift green cover here in the center. Definitely going to be hard to unsee. Oh, they just left. I guess they didn't want to be too close to those flamethrowers. They're pretty grouped.
Area's ours.
Nice grenade. Oh no, there it is. Another flamethrower burst. It's really just a matter of time until that happens. That is 2 flamethrowers down, 2 to go.
Chewing us up! Area is out.
And there's now a Panther on the field to supplement the Jagdpanzer. The Panther is much more effective against infantry, of course.
Points are down to 300.
Arguably, it's more effective against tanks too. Initially, a Vet 4 Jagdpanzer though is certainly way better than a Panther against tanks. Damage to its engine. Your Kedmorpher gets a couple shots off on it. We'll have to pull back for some repairs. These infantry are proving to be very successful.
Capture complete!
And a third flamethrower has been produced. I'm actually surprised. There it goes! So much for that flamethrower. Rifleman dropping like flies now. I think if he had rotated into BARs, he might be having a little bit more success. Kind of struggling for munitions now, though. Does have a 50 cal over here. Oh, playback over. Observer, I could swear observer mode used to tell you who won. It doesn't tell you anymore. I'm pretty sure that American players surrendered. GG, CaptainSPrice wins. I wish it would tell you who. I wish it would tell you who won. It used to. I don't know what the deal is anymore. Is it just random? Randomly? Maybe he dropped and it like doesn't. I don't know. I have no idea. All right, GG.